Sacha yatraiva pasamamayanti tasmai satyanam tatha jayam drashta darsanarishyabhu kartaya tvane namaha spuranti sikarajasmat Ananda Sambare Mano Datvane Nama Brahmananda Tvane Udadhim Samunamatya Gyai Vasithaya Gurunam Gurave Namaha Bhagavan Ki Jai जय शब्द ब्रह्म की जय सरस्वती महारानी जय हरि ओम टुडे Yoga Vasistha Nirvana, that is 126th chapter, wherein अभ्यास क्रम तथा लक्षण मध्य में मृत्यु हो जाने पर भोग एवं जन्मांतर में जय आदि का वर्णन. We shall see here in this chapter all these phases of yoga bhumi, yoga, and while practicing yoga, what will be the symptoms, or you are stuck up somewhere, or you are derailing from the path. All these symptoms we shall discuss. And in halfway, he gives up this body, then what will happen to him? The same question was put by Arjuna to Lord Krishna, the aspirant who didn't reach the goal but in between left the path due to him. जागृत काल में ही सुषुप्ति में स्थित जैसे होकर और जागत्येव घवा. Where was it? It is the last chapter, 15th of Prapurnadeva Susuptastha. Jagarteva Susuptastha Kuru Karmani Raghava. हे राघव, अपने आप नित्य अंतर्मुख तथा अपने अंदर पूर्ण बुद्धि होकर पंचम आदि भूमिकाओं की जीत लेने के सुषुप्त जैसे स्थित होकर आप कर्म करते चलिए. He told Ramji, step off your that is a state like doing something in sleep. So he says, in being in the fifth step, do everything just as you do in sleep, but your senses must be doing all sorts of actions, but inwardly your mind and intellect should be withheld on the central point, on the self. That is how That is how everything. But don't give any importance to the actions, or don't expect the fruits of it. Don't be attached to it. Let the senses do their job. Don't be entangled in it. On that, Ramji is asking, Kuru karmani Raghava, Jagrat eva susuptastha. हे राघव, जागृत काल में ही सुषुप्ति में स्थित जैसे होकर आप सभी कर्म करते चलिए इत्यादि से चतुर्थ भूमिका में आरूढ़ हुए राम जी को पंचमादि भूमिकाओं में स्थिति संपादन करने की जो उत्साह दी गई है, तदनुसार उन भूमिकाओं में अपनी स्थिति बनाने की इच्छा करते हुए श्री रामचंद्र जी अपने से जीत लिए उनके लक्षण और अभ्यास क्रम को पूछते हैं. Vasistha ji said this in the previous chapter. Ramji is in the fourth state. World is not existing, but he is aware of his state of witnessing. He is witnessing some scenery, some colorful paintings. So he wants to be established in this, and further he wants to progress. What are the other symptoms of the higher senses one gets in higher classes? So all these I want to know. So some board exam, the students, they want to know what kind of some expected questions and what will be the to face any. Ramji said, हे मुने, सातों भूमिका चिन्ह किस तरह के होते हैं? How and what all I am in this, one has to do to get promoted to higher class. The position देने की इच्छा रखने न है, लक्षण करने के लिए प्रतिज्ञा. Difference between you see struggle and that struggle field, these worldly practices. You see, in the path of to and to pleasure and having relation with everyone, mingling with everyone and the whole society world, achieving something, enjoying something. Even in the scriptures, Veda, authority of all the knowledge beyond world also. World means, and how should the beings, worldly beings behave so that they will avoid all sorts of problems. Side and karma kand means all the laws of code of actions, how to perform actions so that you will get good result, and karma phal between the subtler beings, understanding, cooperation and sharing with each other. All these should be there so that the whole creation, they will have success. Of course, both are knowledge. One is relative knowledge, other is free from all these. Higher darshan means of the life, it is called darshan. So everything is given in Vedas. So what is the difference between the worldly knowledge and ever and the other opposite of it? This are not doing action anymore. Birth and death, all these relationships, co-transaction, something you have to give in order to get some mutual transaction. So that is goes on endlessly. That is the evolution process of beings. Will have reaction. This is how it is. Question of the form of cycle, repeating everything again and again. Happiness, higher pleasures, no doubt, but there is path to get rid of all these and end the journey. At the tendency in our life, everywhere we see, we do life. We do everything. Eating, you eat without any interruptions. You sleep only to get up. You eat not to eat anymore. You walk rather. You cannot go on seeing at a continuously. You cannot. You have to stop it. Eating. Everywhere there is interruptions. We stop it after doing whatever we do, and then we have. That is the inner do anything. See our children, our, our somehow some hopes, some desires, out of fear, they do everything. Out of fear only. Nobody wants to go to school. They're doing there day and night, 24 hours. Why do you come away? And see when the school closes, much happy. They shout and dance and run from the school. Eating, not only studying, not only seeing, eating, drinking, everything we do it only to stop, to rest, not to do anything. That is the purpose of life. There is peace in silence. There is peace in not doing anything, resting eternally, in doing something. This have been our nature, our habit. So we are spiritual field, spiritual practices are just opposite to it. It leads you to eternal rest, peace, tranquility, contentment, bliss. It is the state of starting of the creation. And that, of course, in very subtle way it happens. That is the appearance of ether, sky, and then there is little movement in that, just as in the desert we see as water, mirage. Similarly, when we see something as moving in the sky, that is called wind. And that's why it is originated, generated from sky, ether. In this way, when there is a movement, there will be friction, and friction brings out heat and fire. That's how fire is generated from the air. And fire is nothing but composition of some gases, hydrogen, oxygen, all these they are, when they mix up with each other in a particular ratio, it is called fire. And same thing, when it mix up with each other in different ratio, it becomes water. So this is called panchikaran. Panchikaran, composition of different objects in different ratio with different objects. That is called panchikaran. That's how all these complex objects are made up, compounds are made up. In science class you must have seen how the mixtures are made and how they are differentiated. You have to practice it. This is how this world is nothing but different compounds. That is called panchikaran, mix up, composition. Yes. Akash also moves, that is called wind. When it moves, it gives up its name. It takes up another name, that is called wind. The same wind is sky. Just as the same child becomes young, same child becomes young when there is energy and momentum. Same child and same young boy becomes old, becomes wind and fire, water and earth. They are originated from each other, means they have been modified. That's all. Transformed. The milk has become curd. Do you think without milk the curd can be made? What is curd? It is modification. When the milk is grossified or has become, it acquires some germs and some different forms, then it is called curd. Same thing, sky becomes the air becomes fire. Only the language, the terms, they differ to express something. We have to use like this. Akasad Vayu, Vayavyat Agni. All these are only style of expression. Subject is different. It is just for explanation. Our subject is what is spirituality, why we want to stop everything. Absolute silence. That is the state of the innumerable worlds. Worlds means movable, some visible, something is observed. And when it moves, we see the difference. So different kinds of beings or forms are different from each other. In this way, the process of evolution means physical creation process. And the aim and object is not to do so. That is our point. And that's how the aim of life is to rest eternally. That is called the achievement of knowledge, equilibrium, eternal constancy, over which all these movements are being seen. That is called, this part is that also in Vedas. Vedas deals both way. So the difference one should understand, and to explain these differences, one is being entanglement of entanglements, involvements. When you do some job, I will do so. Then only you work in the particular office or department or factory, anywhere, anything. And the other way is not. I was telling the fellow. And these great realized souls, they are lazy fellows only. Maha alasya dhurinaha. They are great lazy fellows. They don't want to do, then never do anything. Go on sitting calmly. Sitting means mind sits calmly, but not the body. Body has its tendency to do actions or reactions. They are not involved in it. They get indifferent. He was from childhood in this village. He was the richest man in the village. This fellow, his old father died very soon. He was just a little young, and somehow he didn't want to marry also, because who will take care of that girl? Lazy in all sense. So somebody arranged for his marriage, and he had some children, and he will not do anything for the family. The children and the wife has to work in the field. They earn their livelihood from the fields. They were going on well. But money sometimes is required, you see, for purchasing something. That was they didn't have. So this fellow went on, say he will go silently to bazaar and enjoy some sweets and other things, and sitting and gossiping with friends, feeding others also, and enjoyed. He didn't do anything. Slowly all the lands he sold away. His friends wanted to make him do something. They arranged for a watchman post. You will sit only, you will do nothing. Sit at the gate. That also he refused. No, they sent him to me. Of course, I had acquaintance with everyone. So I said, okay, you don't want to do anything. For that also I will pay some monthly allowance. Can you sit with our Shankar Bhagavan and go on doing japa, or do nothing? If you are lazy to do japa also, that is also allowed. Just sit. You want to sit? So I shall arrange for your food, and monthly I shall give you something. Give you monthly allowance. His children were so poor, they had nothing. Genius. And these realized souls, they are lazy in the eyes of worldly people. They don't want to do anything. And that is the most difficult job. Impossible. Can you sit without thinking, without seeing, without hearing anything? Can you sit silently for even for 5 minutes? That is called meditation. Nobody. The most difficult job is to keep quiet, to be lazy. You see, once I went to my home. I had the elder brother. He was working in military. He was an engineer. Some post he had in military. I had been to home, so I went to see him. He was wondered. You Babaji, you monks, you are escapist. You don't want to do anything. And you get away from homely duties, worldly duties. And what do you do in jungles? I said, my dear brother, I am lazy, no doubt. All the monks, they are lazy. Let me see. I will provide you everything in the room. I shall lock the room for one. Everything will be on your table. You can eat, drink, everything. But you should not get up. And you are not allowed to come out of the room. Let me see only for 24 hours. How is it easy? He ran away from me. You lazy fellows, I cannot be lazy like you. Then I explained to him, it is not easy. Doing jobs, of course, one does something, some needful helps, do wrong things. That is nature. So in this way, the aim of life is to not where from life is to not where from you have come, and you have to go back to your home one day or other. Home, that is your father and mother, they are on money. Your home. This part is also dealt with in the Vedas. So these are meant in the worldly affairs, relative transactions, which goes on to get out of it, get rid of it, and rest for eternity. Two ways. प्रवृत्ति मार्ग का पथिक मोक्ष की अभिलाषा होता है, अभिलाषी होता है। स्वर्ग और अपवर्ग की और उन्मुख हुए इन दो में मैं कहता हूँ लक्षण में। अब सुनिए, वशिष्ठ जी told Ram there are two paths. One goes to the world, endless journey of the soul, and the other in nibriti. The path where you are entangled, there you have to go in cycle. Everything repeats again and again. Sisirava santo punara ayato kalo gacchati gacchatyau. Everything, the time repeats again and again. What day is today? Sunday? Sunday?
Yes.
Does it today? It has come today only. It will not come again. Had it come before? Have you seen any Sunday before? No. Last Sunday you didn't see. Where were you? In Samadhi. Sunday comes after every 7 days, 6 days. It repeats. See, the trees now are so beautiful, so green, and after some time, some trees they shed leaves, they become bare, and after when the spring comes, again there will be new leaves, flowers, everything.
Evergreen trees.
Huh?
Evergreen trees.
Yes, again the summer will come, again the rainy season will come, again we have to harvest the crop, again we have to sow the crop in the same field. Time repeats, actions repeat, the world repeats, climate repeats, everything repeats. Repetition is the law of nature. And how it can? Because it changes, so change is in cycle. So everything I have to repeat again and again. You see, you take oxygen from plants and you give carbon dioxide which they need. So in this way, in the climate also, in the ecology, there is cycles. Oxygen becomes carbon dioxide becomes oxygen. Everywhere, recycling. They are taken and recycled, and out of that you get something. In this way, everything in this nature, everything is repeated again and again. So this repeat of the time, actions and reactions and everything, this is called Pravriti Marga. This is, you have, in this only relative Pravriti Marga, Pravriti, the entanglement in the actions, reactions and all these, I and my, this people, the beings, they get into it, and according to the injunctions of the Vedas and all these scriptures, they do something good, and as a result they get something good result, reactions, and so they go to the higher planes and enjoy there. To the heavens, different kinds of heavens, different kinds of enjoyments they enjoy. And when your reaction is ended, then they have to come to the normal situation, the earthly plane, and again they have to do some meritorious deeds. As a result, again they will go to the higher planes to enjoy, again come back, if this cycle goes on. It is just like earning some money and enjoying in some beautiful hotels and spending everything, again coming home and earning. This is called entanglement, pravriti. This is the worldly path. And the other is not to be entangled in this. Vasistha ji explained to him the कर्मों में प्रवृत्त हुए पुरुष का लक्षण कहते हैं. The people who get entangled in this, why do they get entangled? These are the likings for entanglement. And intellect to decide what is good and bad, what leads you to real joy and what leads you to, then only one gets attached and gets liking and he is drawn towards the forbidden actions. He does it. Forbidden actions, he does it, and which leads him to miseries and problems. The mind, the intellect is the root cause first. Always it is said, support to the prana. And prana creates the momentum in mind and intellect and all the body parts, senses, everything. Of course, mind regulates it, commands it, and intellect decides what is what. If intellect is perverted or wrongly, and bad food makes much energy, it becomes restless, and intellect also becomes restless. So in this way, the gets to wrong path. Now, it is also not independent to create something. It is the universe is a cooperative or relative to your area where you live, or when you go to the market to purchase some food items, that depends upon your choice. If you want your choice, so everything is in cycle. When the choice is due to mind and intellect, and again mind and intellect is supported by food and prana. It is not karma yoga but karma. Karma yoga is different but karma is different. When karma is directed and yoga, and with skill, if the karma is directed in a particular way, then it becomes a karma yoga. Or else karma is karma, everybody is subject to actions and reactions. Everybody does it, not only human beings, all the beings. Everybody is doing something or other. Nobody is silent. Even the ant cannot sit silently. Or some beings like this, for 6 months they do kaya kalpa. They keep quiet. They don't eat nor do anything. They remain silent for 6 months. And at that time they give up their old skin and get new skin. Kaya kalpa, they change the whole bodily change, and generally in winter days. Pravriti marga is due, and intellect is, you see how the intellect gets perverted, gets a wrong path in the world. प्राण पदार्थ चीज उसे कुछ नहीं समझते हैं. People having, they think in this. We don't know it. If it use of it, damn it, let it go to. One who is obstructs us to enjoy the worldly objects. Why do we care for it? और हम लोगों भोगों से संपन्न यह संसार ही मेरे लिए सबसे अच्छा है. इस वृंदावन शून्य श्रीगालत्वम सवांछति न चेत अपि गौतम. There is a say like this. You see, Vasistha is telling there are some kinds of people in this world. Think, why to keep quiet and not enjoy all these sensual objects of the world? What is that? Enjoy. थोड़ा सा पी लो ना, है ना. कुछ नहीं,
आंखों से पीने में,
अरे मजा तो आता है.
आंखों से पीने
हाँ जी, मजा आता है. मजा किसको? पीपल वी थिंक व्हाट इज abnormal in true sense, we think it is joy. You cannot drink. Abnormality is called worldliness. Want to do it, we stop it. Likes not to do anything, lazy. From higher meaning, it is laziness, but relatively it is not laziness, it is real state of our being. It is not called laziness, but word-wise, if we express it in the words, language, then we have to see doing nothing means laziness. Mentally, inwardly, these fellows, they don't do anything. Outwardly, of course, they do anything and everything. They have no law and order. Ko vidhi ko nisedha. There is no rules and regulations for a realized self. He is beyond everything. So in this way, some people think, why to go for mukti? Let us enjoy the world. भोगों से संपन्न यह संसार ही मेरे लिए सबसे अच्छा है. This is good for me. One who wants to go for mukti, let him go. There is a saying in devotees, different proverbs, different sayings. Somewhere some devotee says to Gautam, some rishi, I like to be in Vrindavan in the form of lizards or jackals, never mind. I like Vrindavan. I don't want to be a king or great man away from Vrindavan, my dear Gautam. I don't want bigger positions away from Vrindavan, because he was a great devotee. So he wanted to stay in Vrindavan somehow or other. You know, great devotees, they desire, let me be even the plants in desire, in Vrindavan. Let me be lizards in the Brajabhumi. I don't like to become a king elsewhere. Similarly, our Shankaracharya also writes over Ganga Stuti. बरम यह नीरे कमठ मीन तब नहीं दूरे नृपति कुलीन. It is better to be fish or insects in your water, my mother Gange. I don't like, it is not good to be away from you and become better. That is better. So, the worldly persons say in the same way, let me enjoy in this world again and again, coming to birth and death, little pleasure, little happiness, little pain, little problems. I don't प्रवृत्ति कहा गया है. So let me enjoy here a little, and when I die, let me do some good works, meritorious works. So as a result, I will go to, after death, I will go to Swarga and to the higher heavens also. And when my days are ended, I shall come down again to this earth level. What is there? Let me be in this. Some people think like this. This is from analytical angle of vision. This is called abnormality, because you don't really enough in your heart of hearts, you don't want it. You don't want to go in the cycle. Who wants to be crossed in the